Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as chair of the board, I welcome you to this virtual November 2nd, 2021 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Our communications manager, Emily Kaiser, will now describe how our virtual meetings work, how to access the agenda, and how people may participate remotely during the public comment period. Emily.
Thanks, Commissioner. So if you would like to make public comment during the public comment portion of this meeting, we will provide instructions and prompt you at the appropriate time in the agenda to raise your hand virtually. This can be done through your computer or touch tone phone, and I'll provide instructions as we get a little closer. The chat feature on this Zoom meeting is available only as technical support for users on their computer or smartphone. If you're experiencing technical issues with audio or video during the meeting, please submit a comment in the chat and I will help you troubleshoot. If you are a member of if you are a road commissioner or a member of the staff, please contact the IT help desk directly if you are having issues during the meeting. The audio and video of this meeting is being recorded. A link to the video will be posted to wcroads.org in the coming days. Today's meeting agenda is posted also on wcroads.org, and there's a link available in the chat if you're joining us from your computer. Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Emily. At this time, I ask that we observe a moment of silence for the Americans and Michiganders who have perished because of the COVID-19 virus and now the Delta variant of that disease. Thank you. At this point, I would accept a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Madam Chair, I move to accept the agenda as presented.
Is there a second? Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any amendments?
Commissioner Fuller, I'm sorry, before we do that, I think we better do our roll call for attendance before we go into the agenda.
I need to write that in here.
And I'm going to do it today because Erin is helping Commissioner Sanders. She's on the phone with Commissioner Sanders, helping her join our meeting today. So
Okay. My apologies. Please, Emily, go ahead.
Okay. This is roll call for attendance. We've got Chair Barb Fuller.
Present, participating remotely in Scioto Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan.
Okay. We've got Vice Chair Rod Green.
I'm present and participating from Scioto Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan.
Commissioner Doug Fuller.
Present and participating also from Scioto Township in Washtenaw County in the state of Michigan.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
I am participating from Pittsfield Township in Washtenaw County in the state of Michigan.
Managing Director, Commissioner Joanne McCollum. I almost missed you. Sorry.
Present, and I am participating remotely from Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County.
Managing Director Cheryl Siddle.
Present.
Director of Finance and IT Dan Ackerman.
Here.
Director of Operations Jim Harmon.
Present.
And County Highway Engineer Matt McDonnell.
Present.
Thank you, Emily. At this point in time now, I would like to approve the agenda. And if I could entertain that motion once again, please, now that we've completed roll call.
Madam Chair, I move acceptance of the agenda as presented.
Support.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none. Once again, because this meeting is being held virtually, all the votes are roll call votes. Emily?
Okay, yep. So Commissioner Rod Green?
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller?
Present, or excuse me, aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas?
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum?
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller?
Yes, we have an agenda. The next item on our agenda is approval of the board meeting minutes of October 19th, 2021. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes from October 19th, 2021.
Thank you.
Support.
Very good. Again, those are the regular board meeting minutes of October 19th, and they appear on pages 3 through 11 of the packet. Are there any changes, corrections, additions, deletions to those minutes? Commissioner Green?
No changes.
Oh, okay. All right. Emily, if you would call the roll, please.
Yep, Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item is acceptance of the closed session minutes of October 19th, 2021. Those were sent to the commissioners under separate cover. May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I motion that we approve the closed session minutes of October 19th, 2021.
I support.
Thank you. Any additions, deletions, corrections? Hearing none. All those in favor of accepting the closed session minutes of October 19th, 2021 will say aye when Emily calls your name.
Chair Fuller, Aaron, I am back.
Oh, Aaron's back. You guys, is this a test?
Sorry.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Aye.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. The next item on the agenda are the working session minutes of October 19th, 2021, pages 13 through 15 of our board packet. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move acceptance of the working session minutes of October 19th, 2021 as presented.
Support.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Are there additions, deletions, corrections of any kind to those minutes? Hearing none. Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item on our agenda is the public comment. This is a time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and it would be greatly appreciated if you could provide us with your name and your address, or at least your township, so we know from what part of the world you're calling in from. Emily, would you please describe how people can be recognized for comments?
Sure. Thank you, Commissioner. So now that we're at public comment, if you would like to make public comment and you're viewing this meeting on your computer, you want to first make sure that you click join audio, and then you can raise your hand virtually by clicking the participants or the reactions button at the bottom of your screen, and then the raise hand button. Whether it's under participants or reactions will depend on which version of Zoom you have, but you should find it under either one of those options. If you dialed into the meeting from your touch tone phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. I will unmute participants with raised hands one at a time. I will announce your username or the last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to speak. As Commissioner Fuller said, please share your name and address, at least township, before beginning your comments. We do have a clock too that everyone should be able to see to help keep us on time. So at this time, if you want to virtually raise your hand, if you'd like to make public comment, now is the time. All
We
right,
have quite a
do
few
have-
people.
Yep,
in
we
the
do have somebody
audience.
here. Yep.
Oh,
So
okay.
our first raised hand is from Judy. And Judy, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Okay.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
Welcome, Judy. Your name, your address, and your township, please. And we have a clock running.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Judy Eveler, and I live at 3767 Burnham Road in Ann Arbor, and that's Pittsfield Township. And I just wanted to quickly let you know that this afternoon, I believe, well, you already know this, that you'll be voting on speed humps in our neighborhood. And I wanted to let you know that we have been dealing with a lot of speed, reckless drivers in our neighborhood for over 10 years. We've gone through the process. The Road Commission has been extremely helpful explaining it to us. We've collected the signatures. Pittsfield Township voted last week the board did to fund this. So now we just need to get them installed. And I just wanted to impress upon you how important this is to our neighborhood. Like I said, we've been dealing with this issue for the past 10 years. And I would just hope there would be no further delays, although I heard at the start of the meeting, someone said it was snowing. So I know we're getting to that time of year. But once again, I just wanted to make it clear that this is a pretty important issue for the neighborhood, a matter of safety for us. And I appreciate your consideration and your commission's help with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eveler. Are there others with their hands raised, Emily? I see Chris Nichols, if you would.
Hold on a second. Okay,
I
Chris.
think Emily has to unmute you.
Yep, Chris, you should be able to unmute. There you go. We should be able to hear you.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, commissioners. My name's Chris Nichols. I am a resident of Pittsfield Township. I also live on Burnham Road. And I also just want to echo the comments that Judy raised regarding the calming project that's on your agenda today. I just wanted to mention the great partnership that all the residents of these two neighborhoods have had in trying to collaborate on a signature campaign, all being done during the COVID pandemic. I would say speaking from the Burnham side of it, where we have a collection of 26 homes in our association. We had 23 approvals for this proposal, an 88% rate, which I think is, to get 88% on any initiative, certainly something involving traffic, I think is not an easy task. So I just wanted, again, to echo my support for this proposal. I think it was shared at the Pittsfield Township meeting that this has been going on for 10 years now. I'm thrilled to have it at this point where the commissioners are looking into this and hopefully moving forward with this project. And we want to thank you for all the coordination, particularly from your staff. It's been just a good experience all around from the citizen standpoint. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Are there others who wish to address the board? If you would please raise your hand. Okay. Emily, I don't see anyone. Do you?
I don't either, Commissioner.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anyone. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. We will now move to written communications. Anything there that the commissioners wish to draw our attention to? Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, I would like to just comment on the beautiful thank you from Stephen and Tyler Kressinger. I thought it was very beautiful, and I am glad that they are enjoying the work that was done on Zeep Road. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other commissioners with comments in follow-up? All right. We will move on to new business. We'll start with the consent agenda. Those items appear on pages 19 through 47 of the packet. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, items 1 through 5?
Yes, you may.
Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Yamas. Anything anyone wanted to pull out, comment on, anything at all? Okay.
Commissioner,
Commissioner Yamas?
I would like to comment on the people that are listening and may not be familiar with the consent agenda. Included in that is the passage of the work going forward for the speed bumps. So
Yes,
people
I
are looking
believe
for that.
Ms. Eveler pointed that out. Thank you, Commissioner
Oh,
Yamas.
great. Thank you.
All right. Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. We have one action item today, and I would appreciate a motion to approve action item number 1 to relinquish a temporary public road easement in Superior Township. The background information appears on pages 41 through 47 of the packet. The motion itself appears on page 22-23. If someone would please make that motion.
As soon as I get to that page, I'd be happy to. My word. Proposed motion. Whereas the Board of County Road Commissioners of the County of Washtenaw, being a public body corporate whose address is 555 North Z Road, Ann Arbor, Michigan, 48103, possesses a revisionary public road easement upon lot 199 of the Prospect Point subdivision number 2, being part of the northeast quarter of section 33, town 2 south, range 7 east of Superior Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan. And whereas the public road easement with reversion recorded in Liber 4803, page 380 of Washtenaw County Register of Deeds records, attached hereto and incorporated as attachment A, states in part, the public road easement shall extinguish and all rights herein conveyed revert to the grantor, their successors or assigns upon the improvement of adjacent roads acceptable to the grantee. Furthermore, by granting this easement, grantor explicitly prohibits use of the public road easement for public or private utilities while preserving existing easements of record.
Next page. And whereas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm turning to the wrong next page. And whereas the adjacent roads were abandoned by this board in resolution RC 21-283 on June 1, 2021, and recorded in Liber 5426, page 892 of Washtenaw County Register of Deed records, attached hereto as attachment B. And whereas it is the desire of the Board of County Road Commissioners of the County of Washtenaw to relinquish any and all interest in the public road easement with reversion, more specifically described in Exhibit B of Attachment A, to the successors, heirs, or assigns of the grantor, being Pulte Land Company LLC, a Michigan liability company, a Michigan limited liability company, whose address is 100 Bloomfield Hills Parkway, Bloomfield, Michigan, 48304. Now, therefore, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the county highway engineer and the concurrence of the managing director, the board hereby relinquishes its interest in the public road easement with reversion, more particularly described in attachment A. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution is recorded in the Washtenaw County Register of Deeds records.
Thanks, Doug.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there discussion on this action item?
No.
Hearing none. Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item on our agenda are reports. I believe Commissioner Caroline Sanders is with us today representing District 4 and as the liaison to the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Commissioner Sanders.
All right, I think I'm unmuted now.
Yes, you are.
I don't have anything to add,
Good.
other than to just invite people to join us for our upcoming meetings on Wednesday and Thursday. It's starting at 6:30. Public comment starts promptly as soon as we start the meeting. So we're always looking forward to hearing from the public, especially in regards to our American Rescue funding. And we should be starting to look at the second phase of how we will utilize those funds. But other than that, good to see you all. I made it. I had some issues, but I made it.
And she persisted. Thank you. Commissioner Sanders, the Board of Commissioners is still meeting virtually. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
we will continue to do that through December, and then we will revisit that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you. All right. I don't believe Commissioner Schenk is able to be with us due to another standing meeting, so we will move into reports from the road commissioners. Commissioner Doug Fuller.
No report.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, on October 21st, I attended the Culvert Asset Management webinar, and later that day, I attended the US 12, Michigan 17 Road Improvement Update hosted by Representative Peterson. On October 27th and 28th, I attended the Fall Transportation Assessment Workshop webinar. And October 28th, same day, later on, I attended the West Willow traffic meeting. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Green.
Yes, on October 20th, I attended the chat session with the commissioners. And on October 27th and 28th, I also attended the public relations workshop, which was held in Grand Rapids and sponsored by the County Road Association. It was a great meeting, great workshop.
Good.
I've turned in a written report.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Yamas.
Good afternoon. So on 10/21/2021, I attended the Culvert Asset Management Training. On 11/1, I attended the Southeast CRA Southeast Council meeting. And I reviewed the legislative updates on 10/22 and 10/29. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. My report is that yesterday, I too attended the meeting of the Southeast Council of Road Commissioners via conference call. It was a little difficult to hear, but several of us were on the call and did our best to listen in and comment when it was appropriate. I'd just like to point out to the commissioners and staff as well, that when you're attending these trainings, if you believe those would be good topics for working sessions next year, if you could make those recommendations to either me or the managing director so that we can reach out and identify the length of them, who a good person to speak would be, that would be great. But I know you're doing a wonderful job of taking advantage of these training sessions. And if everybody can't get there and you think there's something particularly useful or valuable for the rest of us, please get in touch with us and we will track down the presentation and see if we can't get it scheduled in next year. If there's nothing further from the commissioners, let's move on to the managing director and staff reports. Cheryl?
Sure. First of all, I'll start by asking if anyone has any questions about any of the information in the board packet under the different reports that were provided. Okay, as Commissioner Fuller indicated, we are preparing for next year already. That includes our calendar and part of that our working sessions. So again, I echo what Commissioner Fuller said. If there are working session topics that you would find interesting, we would be happy to set those up from the staff level and find appropriate speakers, whether they be internal or external partners that we work with, so that we can continue to educate and bring everybody up to speed on the various aspects of things that we do. Also in preparation for next year, we've talked a bit about moving into some form of a hopefully hybrid meeting in the future. I did check in with our legal counsel with respect to our current bylaws and also the amendments that have been taking place over the last years or so with respect to the Open Meetings Act. So it does look like there were a couple of amendments to OMA after our board approved the bylaws. So we are verifying how exactly those apply to our current bylaws and whether or not we need to adjust what our plan has been to date. With respect to meetings starting in January. Also, there are several pieces of potential legislation that may amend yet again the Open Meetings Act. So again, staying vigilant with respect to those, again, so that our bylaws are current and that we can conduct our meetings in as open and transparent of a manner as possible. I know we have very much appreciated being able to have a virtual component, whether it be with the public that we do today, or certainly for the ease of the board members as well. So if we can keep at least a component of that in the future, we would like to be able to do so. So I would be happy to entertain any questions on that before I hand it over to staff. Commissioner Fuller.
Yeah, Cheryl, the bylaws changes, I'd have to refresh my memory on the protocol for that, but I think is it a two-step process? Or, I mean, there are some timelines associated with that. So in consulting with legal counsel to make sure we get that on an agenda yet this year, so that we're kosher coming into 2022, I would be grateful for that.
Correct. Our current bylaws do allow for remote participation at board meetings, at least with respect to commissioners. There, like I said, there's also potential legislative changes. So it is a two-step process in order to amend the bylaws if necessary. We'd like them obviously to be current and correct with respect to the Open Meetings Act, but I also don't want to recommend a change to our bylaws to turn around and have OMA modified and then we have to change yet again. So we will come back with a recommendation in the very near future, hopefully so that they are current and we're not having to continually amend them.
Understood.
Any other questions? All right. Well, Jim, given that it looks like you're going to be the star of the show here for a while, if you want to bring us up to date on operations, that would be great.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's not snowing enough, folks, to worry about, but we'll be ready when it gets serious. Operations staff report can be found on pages 49 through 53 of your packet. And that covers the period of October 11th through October 24th. Are there any questions with regard to the information that was presented in the packet? Very good. Happy to highlight a couple of things that are occurring post October 24th. I'm pleased to report that our contractor completed the milling and asphalt resurfacing of Ellsworth Road in Pittsfield Township between Oak Valley Drive, between Lower Road and the west side of the roundabout at State Road. And in fact, they're applying the pavement markings today. So we're very excited about that. A portion of that was funded by the county millage project and the remainder was funded through our primary road MTF funding program. So we're delighted to have that done. Also, we completed the pulverization and repaving of Maple Road in partnership with Ann Arbor Township. That's a local road portion of Maple Road between the Foster Bridge and the end of pavement to the northwest, just north of Byington Boulevard. that peels off away from Country Club Drive, for those that may be familiar with that location. That road was at the end of its service life, and we're excited to partner with Ann Arbor to rehabilitate that pavement. And that work was completed over the weekend, and we'll be hopefully putting pavement markings on that section of pavement today as well. We also, on Sunday, in partnership with our contractor, completed asphalt approach paving on Noller Road, North Street, and Talladay Road. Talladay Road specifically in front of the Augusta Township Hall. All three of these projects are in partnership with the respective townships. We've got about 5,300 tons of limestone to place in District 6 in partnership with Northfield, Ann Arbor, and Superior Township. That work's anticipated to get started at the end of this week and probably be finished early next week. The weather forecast is favorable, and it's about 3 days of work. We expect to have that all wrapped up. We have one remaining paving project in partnership with Superior Township this time. It's a section of Stanford Road between Dawn Avenue and MacArthur Boulevard. It's a mill and resurface project. Superior Township has been an exceptional partner, particularly in that area of rehabilitating worn out pavement and extending the service life of pavement. We're excited to complete this section of Stanford Road. That work may get underway as early as this weekend, but I expect it'll be substantially completed next week. And we have a few odds and ends, some drainage work, some forestry work, subcontractor performing some ADA sidewalk ramp updates, and a little bit of restoration. Considering the time of the year, we expect all of that to be substantially complete by the end of next week as well. And with respect to winter maintenance, our equipment preparations are ongoing. The crews are making excellent progress, and we fully expect, we're confident we'll be ready when winter finally arrives, have all of our equipment ready to go. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions the board members may have. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jim. All right, Matt, I know you two are closing out on this year's construction and deep into preparation for next year already.
Yeah, I'll just mention that Getty's Road Bridge project, we are scheduled to place guardrail tomorrow, and hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be open to traffic. So that's the plan, weather dependent, and the rain the last 2 weeks caused a little havoc, and wrapping that run up at the end of October. So we've had it carry over here a week, but the plan is to open it by the end of the week. That's all I've had.
All right, thank you. I'm sure that'll be good news for many people. All right, last but as always not least, Dan, I know we are starting into the throes of budget season.
Yes, we are. Before I talk about that, I'd like to direct the board to the last page of the packet. And we received our Michigan Transportation Funds for September, and they're actually up about $400,000 or 14% from September of 2020. And you can see year to date, we're trending well. Just want to point out the monthly differences. There really is no pattern. So, you know, it definitely is difficult to budget for, but we've been doing this for a while. So we have some other matrices that we'll use as well, but we feel pretty good where our budget currently stands and where the trends are. And as Cheryl mentioned, budget season. So we've been crunching lots of numbers. We need to work on 2 budgets, a year end 2021, and then the budget for 2022. I'm trying to get all the numbers in place, meeting with the department heads later this week for our initial meetings, and they will have various staff members with them as well. And the goal is to get everything to Aaron by, I believe, next Thursday. So, you know, kind of a lot there, but we'll certainly get to the finish line, and looking forward to going over the budget with the board at the next working session in November. And then with regards to IT, Chris has been spending a lot of time with our vendor for both the assembly room and boardroom projects. been doing a great job communicating with the vendor. Also, he's been keeping staff in the loop as well. So just, communication is key with projects of this nature, and he's been doing a great job with that. Also, continuing with the budget theme, Chris and I will be getting together to go over the budget for IT, both what we think we're going to spend for the remaining of this year as well as next year. And that's my report, unless there's any questions. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dan. Commissioner Fuller, that is it for staff.
Okay. I would just like to offer a gentle reminder that based on Dan's report, be aware that November 16th meeting, working session, that's the budget conversation. So materials will come through the Friday before that Tuesday meeting. So if you can be sure to take a look at those documents over the weekend, have your questions ready to go for that working session. Those have been really informative, instructive. Let us all know what's in that budget and why it's in there and what's covered. But again, any advance work any of us can do before that meeting helps it be a whole lot more productive. And if you need help with, if you want that stuff printed out, I'm sure if you reach out to Cheryl, she'll make sure that that you get hard copies somehow in time to go over that at home. Okay. So coming up, November 16th, as I've said, is our next meeting date. That morning, we have a working session at 9 a.m. where we will look at the budget, as Dan explained. Then at 1 o'clock, we will convene our regular meeting. We're still meeting virtually. The chat sessions, which occur every Wednesday from noon to 1, November 3rd tomorrow is Commissioner Yamas, and November 10th is Commissioner Doug Fuller. So if there's nothing else to come before this board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Thank you, thank you. Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Doug Fuller,
Aye.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. See you in a couple of weeks. Take care.